years, people whispered about a jet faster than any missile, a son of the Blackbird. Now, it's real. The SR-72 Darkstar is the next step in American aviation power. It can fly over Mach 6, crossing from coast to coast in less than 30 minutes. That's twice as fast as a bullet. It's the heir to the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, the spy plane that once ruled the skies. But this time, there's a difference. No human pilot can control it. It flies too fast, too high, and too smart for human reflexes. The SR-72 is guided by AI systems that can think, react, and navigate at speeds humans can't handle. For the first time, machines are taking over the sky. Every nation on Earth is watching what comes next. If the Darkstar works, the balance of power will shift overnight. Rivals will either adapt or fall behind. Stay till the end, because this isn't just another aircraft. It's the machine that could make war instant and turn the United States Air Force into a force beyond reach. In the 1960s, the world saw something it had never seen before: the SR-71 Blackbird. It wasn't just another aircraft. It was a machine of fire and titanium that could fly faster than missiles and higher than any enemy radar. Pilots called it the closest thing to touching the stars. The SR-71 could reach 85,000 feet and fly beyond Mach 3. At that speed, it could cross a continent in minutes. No enemy ever shot one down. It outran every missile ever fired at it. But even legends have limits. The Blackbird retired in 1998 after more than 30 years of service. It had no replacement. America had lost its eyes in the sky. But one small division inside Lockheed Martin, known as Skunk Works, refused to let the idea die. They believed that the next leap wouldn't be about a faster pilot. It would be about a smarter machine. The future of flight had to go beyond human limits. The new design would have no cockpit, no crew, and no hesitation. It would fly at speeds no human body could survive. Just like the SR-71, it had to be built in secret. The original Blackbird took only 32 months to design and build, using slide rules, not computers. So could Lockheed Martin really build something 3 times faster in the 21st century? In 2007, quiet rumors began spreading inside the defense world. They spoke of a new project under Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, something called the SR-72. It sounded like the return of the Blackbird. Officially, the program didn't exist. In reports, it was marked as canceled, but inside hidden hangars it was still alive. Engineers working on it gave it a secret name, the Ghost Successor. They said it wasn't just a redesign, it was a complete reinvention of how a jet could fly. No pilots, no limits, no warning. Public records about it started disappearing. Old documents were deleted, yet the budget numbers told another story. Billions of dollars quietly moved into classified Skunk Works accounts. The US Air Force denied that the project even existed, but the money trail proved it did. Every few years, someone leaked a small clue, a sketch, a patent, or a test schedule. Each one pointed to a new aircraft unlike anything before. Even the nickname used inside the hangar added mystery. They called it Project Ghost Hawk, a machine designed to move faster than missiles, yet vanish from radar like a shadow. It wasn't science fiction anymore. It was real. But one question remained. What engine could possibly survive a journey that fast? Most jets can't survive beyond Mach 3. At that speed, air friction turns the surface into fire. The SR-71 Blackbird came close to that limit, and even it almost melted. But the SR-72 Darkstar needed to fly twice as fast. That meant a new kind of engine. One that didn't just break speed barriers, it broke physics. Engineers at Lockheed Martin built something called a turbine-based combined cycle engine. It uses a turbojet for takeoff and a scramjet for hypersonic speed. The two systems share the same airframe but work at different stages of flight. They called it a rocket that breathes air. Half jet, half missile, designed to fly above Mach 6. The trick is what happens mid-flight. Once the jet reaches extreme speed, the scramjet ignites. It's like lighting a match inside a hurricane and keeping it burning. At that point, the temperature rises beyond 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. A single error could cause the plane to disintegrate in the air. To survive that heat, the fuel itself acts as a coolant before it burns. Every drop absorbs heat to protect the metal from melting. The SR-72's engine doesn't just move, it endures fire. But how do you build a machine that can fly through fire without melting? The SR-72 Darkstar needed more than speed. It needed to survive fire. At Mach 6, the air around the jet burns hotter than a blast furnace. No normal metal could survive that kind of heat. So Lockheed Martin's engineers built something new. The jet's skin was made from carbon-carbon composites and cold shell tiles. These materials were designed to stay cool even when the air outside turned into flame. The SR-72 became more than just a jet. It was a moving heat shield. Every surface, every joint, every tile had to take punishment without breaking. To achieve that, engineers studied spacecraft that survive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. They used the same kind of thermal protection systems once used on the space shuttle. Each test was a risk. One mistake could turn billions of dollars in research into molten metal. Even the paint on the Darkstar is classified. Its formula has been kept under lock and key since 2016. It doesn't just cover the jet. It helps control temperature and radar reflection. Everything about the SR-72 was made to fight heat and friction. It doesn't just fly through fire. It uses the fire to stay alive. But a question remained. Where could a project this dangerous be built in secret without the world noticing? In Palmdale, California, a new kind of factory was built. One that could think. It's called the Intelligent Factory, a 215,000 square foot facility owned by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works. Inside, AI-driven robots shape titanium with micron-level precision. Every cut, every weld, and every surface is guided by machine learning. This isn't just an assembly line. It's a self-learning system that improves every time it runs. Human workers help assemble the pieces, but they're never allowed to see the full jet. Each team only works on small parts without knowing how they fit together. Even the engineers don't see the final product. They just follow encrypted blueprints uploaded by AI-controlled servers. In 2021, factory logs revealed overnight production spikes. Robots were running at full speed during hours when no humans were present. That was the first sign of mass assembly. It meant the SR-72 Darkstar was moving from concept to creation. But with progress came problems. The total cost rose from $225 million per jet to nearly $335 million. Soon, Congress began asking questions about missing funds and classified expenses. The media called it the invisible assembly line. Machines were building something faster than humans could understand. But the real mystery was deeper. What exactly did those robots finish building by 2018? In 2018, a classified test flight took place over the Pacific Ocean. It was the first time the world's most secret prototype jet, the SR-72 Darkstar, left the ground. The mission was so secret that even many inside the Air Force didn't know it was happening. During the flight, the Darkstar climbed past 80,000 feet and accelerated beyond Mach 6. Then, all radar contact vanished. For a few minutes, Mission Control believed the jet had disintegrated. But then, the data stream came back. Flawless. Every sensor reported success. The aircraft had performed exactly as designed. Even more strange, surveillance satellites scanning the test area could not find the jet again. It had simply vanished from detection. That same day, the US Air Force locked down every photo, video, and document tied to the flight. Everything went classified within 24 hours. Only a handful of engineers knew what had truly happened. The few who heard it in the sky described its sound as a whisper. No boom, no roar. Just a faint hum moving faster than sound. The SR-72 Darkstar had flown and proven itself real. So the question remains, if it already flies, why does the world still pretend it doesn't exist? By 2019, the numbers stopped adding up. The US defense budget showed huge spending spikes, but no new aircraft listed. Reporters noticed that more than $335 million had been spent, with no explanation. When Congress demanded answers, the Air Force stayed quiet. No public statement, no test photos, no data. Behind closed doors, politicians pushed for details. But the generals gave only one sentence in response. Distance is no longer a factor. That line told experts everything they needed to know. The SR-72 wasn't about war. It was about reach. At Mach 6, no border or defense system could stop it. It could strike anywhere in the world in under an hour. Every dollar wasn't just buying a jet. It was buying control of the future. Inside the official budget reports, one hidden line caught attention. It read, "High Velocity Reconnaissance Asset." That phrase had never appeared before in public records. It perfectly matched the SR-72's mission profile. Still, No agency claimed it existed. To the public, it was still just a rumor. To insiders, it was the most advanced aircraft ever built. Breaking limits always comes with a price, and this one cost more than money. So what makes the SR-72 so feared in 2025? By 2025, the SR-72 Darkstar became fully operational. Its first official mission proved what the world feared. The age of hypersonic AI had begun. The Darkstar crossed the entire United States in under 30 minutes. It returned to base, refueled, and was ready to fly again in less than 2 hours. No human pilot controlled it. They only supervised the mission from the ground. The AI system inside handled everything: flight path, speed, temperature, and evasion. It didn't need a command to move. It only needed a goal. During tests, the Darkstar released small hypersonic micro-drones mid-flight. Each drone carried its own sensors, data links, and targeting systems. Together, they formed a moving swarm, hunting targets and mapping the sky in real time. No known fighter or missile could catch it. By the time radar saw it, it was already gone. Only another AI could track it, because humans simply can't react fast enough. Its onboard computers update more than 10 million times per second. That's faster than most nations can even detect an incoming threat. The SR-72 Darkstar isn't just faster than missiles, it's smarter than drones. If America has already mastered hypersonic AI, what are its rivals doing to catch up? By 2026, the rest of the world started to react. China began testing a new JX-8 hypersonic drone. Russia claimed it had built Mach 9 interceptors. The headlines made it sound like they were closing the gap. But in truth, none of those tests showed stable flight beyond Mach 5. Their engines overheated. Their guidance failed. Most test flights ended early. The US Air Force saw those announcements as targets, not competition. While others made claims, America's Darkstar program kept running real missions. Spy satellites soon confirmed what few believed. SR-72 prototypes were already entering near-Earth orbit for testing. That meant the next step of the race wasn't just about flying fast. It was about dominating space. Hypersonic jets were now crossing the line between aircraft and spacecraft. And whoever controlled that line would control the future of defense. Even China's military gave the SR-72 a new name, the Ghost Eagle, because by the time they saw it, it was already gone. Now the question is no longer about speed, it's about purpose. What is the real mission hidden behind America's new hypersonic fleet? By 2025, the SR-72 Darkstar officially entered active service. It was no longer an experiment. It was a working weapon system. Each unit cost nearly $1 billion, but one Darkstar could replace more than a dozen aircraft. It could perform surveillance, reconnaissance, and strike missions all in one flight. The old SR-71 Blackbird once watched the world. The Darkstar now controls it. Its onboard AI doesn't just follow commands. It can choose between strike and surveillance modes automatically, depending on the mission data it receives. That gives it the power to make decisions faster than any human chain of command. Speed has become the new weapon of control. Whoever moves first wins. Inside the Air Force, pilots gave it a nickname, the Sky That Thinks. Because it's not only fast, it's aware. It sees, reacts, and predicts before humans even detect a threat. Every flight pushes technology further beyond human limits. Every mission changes the rules of power. The hypersonic age has arrived, but one mystery still remains. Was the Darkstar really built just for Earth's skies? The SR-72 was never just about Mach 6. It was about altitude and autonomy. Hidden inside its design is orbital capability. It can skim the edge of space, deploy satellites, or strike anywhere on Earth in minutes. From the ashes of the Blackbird came a machine no human could match, built to defend a nation and to terrify the world. Speed is no longer about flight. It's about control of time itself. That silver streak over the sky in January 2025 wasn't just a plane. It was the future, flashing past before anyone could blink. The Darkstar proves human limits are gone, but so are human boundaries. Now the question is simple. Can we outrun the machines we built to protect us? The SR-72 Darkstar isn't fiction anymore. It's real. And it flies so fast that even history can't keep up. It moves in silence, beyond what any pilot or radar can follow. Every new generation of technology changes how nations fight. But this one changes the definition of war itself. The Darkstar marks the start of a world where machines no longer follow. They lead. If you want to see how AI, speed, and power are reshaping the future of the skies, subscribe for more. And think about this. If you could control a jet that moves faster than time, would you trust it to protect you or fear it might replace you?